entering into exam season. Some third-level institutions have already started, and the junior and leaving cert are just a month away. So how best to prepare yourself? I'm joined now by guidance counsellor Brian Mooney and by nutritionist Gay Godkin. But first, NUI Galway is offering students massages, acupuncture and yoga sessions as part of an initiative to help them to relax ahead of the exams. Pat McGrath went along to find out more.
With exam season in full swing at NUI Galway, the university's health promotion team has been working to make the environment on campus as calm as possible. A de-stress programme has been running over recent weeks in an effort to ensure students achieve a balance between revision and relaxation.
Studying involves the body and the mind, so we like to provide information for students that will help them to get the best out of their time here and to be all they can be, to have fun, to take part in everything that's going on at the university.
As well as encouraging students to eat well, get enough sleep and exercise, there are a range of added extras on offer as part of the de-stress agenda.
When this started about 6 years ago, often people would miss massage appointments and it was very all over the place. But then as they started to see the impact, people were coming back. Nobody ever misses an appointment. Whatever's happening in your mind, it's like a mirror in your body. So, if someone's making you anxious, your shoulders might tense up, or if you feel calm and relaxed, you breathe into your belly. You can't sleep unless you're breathing into your belly. Even just the effect of relaxing the muscles, letting the breath go, breathing deeper, it all has a huge impact.
Students have been queuing out the door to avail of the services being provided at the Wellness Centre in NUI Galway, and for those who've been getting treatments, the results have been impressive.
That happens with the exams, there's always a fair bit of stress, and my way for kind of alleviating it is going running and exercising. But I've had a lot of problems with injuries this year, and actually the past couple of years. So I went into the massage therapist to try and get some of the problems sorted. And after an hour-long session there, it made so much of a difference. I came out there just not even being able to exercise, but I just came out feeling more relaxed and kind of elated, I guess the word. Cliché as it sounds, I came out feeling like a different man.
The cost of all treatments is subsidised to make them affordable. Student representatives say the initiative is especially relevant given the financial pressures many experience at third level.
When you are stressed like that, this is all you can think of. Because if a student doesn't reach out or there's no help there for them, they could be looking at failing their exams. I mean, the fee to repeat is about €200, which is a lot of money for students who find themselves in financial hardship. So I think it's very important, because if those services weren't there, I think you'd be looking at high failure rates and maybe people even dropping out, whatever circumstances they find themselves in.
NUI Galway says the supports being offered at exam time have proven benefits. Some of the services on offer here are now being made available at other colleges around the country. Pat McGrath, RTE News, Galway.
So that's how Galway is handling exam stress. Well, I'm joined now, as I said, by Brian Mooney and Gay Godkin, a counsellor and a nutritionist. Thank you both very much for coming in this morning. But just before we talk about exam stress, Brian, can I just get your reaction to the new information today that those who attend fee-paying schools are 66% more likely, 66% of them will go to third level, whereas only 42% in non-fee-paying schools will.
It's completely socio-economic. They found that the same percentages, say for instance, you go up the road here at Colostone, Colosseagon.
Both free?
Yeah, both free. You go up to Oaklands, where I teach, guidance counsellor in Oaklands, again you'll get the same figures. It's socio-economic. What you're looking at is fee-paying schools tend to be in areas where parents have high aspirations for their children. They also have the capacity to spend the money to pay for the extra, whether it's PE or smaller classes, etc. And, surprise, surprise, a greater percentage of them go to third level than if you get a school that has across the board socio-economic, from working class communities, unemployed, people who do not have aspirations for the children to go to third level. I mean, it's completely socio-economic.
So no great surprise in the figures, and also no clear solution to it, this kind of educational disparity.
Well, at the end of the day, ultimately, children's aspirations for education are probably formed in the first 3 or 4 years of their life, in terms of parental attitudes and parental expectations, the availability of books, the parental emphasis on education in the home. All of those things are crucial in relation to what a child aims for or strives for themselves. So ultimately what you're saying is that, the socio-economic pattern of society is reflected in the schools that people go to, and it's reflected in third level participation. But what is happening is there is an imperative at the moment that, you know, a lot of schools, because of the cutbacks to the resources in fee-paying schools, are thinking of maybe moving into the non-fee-paying sector. And what will it do? It will add additional costs to the state because we'll be now funding them. But whether it will change anything, really, I don't know.
OK. Well, listen, moving on to exams. Gay, you've been looking at the nutritional aspects of preparing for exams. I suppose I would think, well, listen, I mean, yes, you can eat a healthy diet, but if you don't know your stuff, it's not really going to make that much difference to you if you eat well. Or is it? What does the research say?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the research now would tell us there's a lot of research out there around glucose metabolism in the brain. So, for example, brain cells use twice the amount of glucose than any other cell in the body.
Really?
Yeah, they actually do. And also we know that the brain neurons have no ability to retain glucose, so they need this slow, steady drip, drip, drip. So what they don't need is the adrenaline highs and the surges of glucose that a lot of the students are getting from the high energy drinks, because the brain may not be able to uptake that. Glucose is hormonally regulated in the body. So when you have, when you're drinking lots of high sugar drinks, the body straight away needs to get that glucose into your cells, so it's secreting insulin. So your brain may not be accessing that. So what you're always better off having is this slow, steady supply. And you'll get that in your diet from good quality carbohydrates, from proteins. And we must remember fats. Now, fats are completely demonized in this country. We have the low fat, no fat message. And as you're aware, it's not getting us very far because our obesity rates are increasing. Now, the brain we always think of the brain as being grey matter. In actual fact, the brain is a fatty organ. 66% of our brain is composed of fats. 33% of that is made up of a particular fat called omega-3. And omega-3...
The fish oils,
yeah,
the things
exactly,
we hear about quite a lot,
yeah, exactly. Eating oily fish. Now, only about 25% of our Irish people eat oily fish. So, we fundamentally have a lack of that essential fat in the Irish diet.
Two key things you seem to be saying there is that we need complex carbohydrates, slow release carbohydrates, and you need fats.
Yes, you do need slow release. You need good quality carbohydrates. You do need protein also, because protein makes up the neurotransmitters of the brain. So great protein source is eggs.
So egg and a bowl of porridge, would you recommend on a day of an exam? Or what would you actually say eat?
OK, for your breakfast,
yeah,
I would say 2 eggs with brown bread and good Irish butter.
OK, grand. So that's you set up for your exam. That's the nutritional aspect, if you like, taken care of. We saw there in Galway. I mean, there's many more issues in dealing with stress going into exams. What do you recommend, Brian, to your own students? How do you instruct them to deal with the stress of the exam period?
Well, the first thing is to have a structured plan or programme. Uncertainty creates huge stress. So any student now looking at the beginning of June, you have a month to run up if you're talking about Leaving Cert or Junior Cert. Or obviously if you have college exams, you're getting into it, or if you're not already in it. But if you're talking junior leaving cert, effectively you're looking at a 7-week programme now. Because effectively your planning should be from today to the day of the last exam. Because effectively, if you burn yourself out at the end of the first 3 days exams in the Leaving Cert or Junior Cert, it's not much use. You have to perform to the same...
Another week or two to go, yeah.
You literally have 2 more weeks. So effectively you need a study plan that covers the 7 weeks. If you've got 4 days between your second last exam and your last exam, as can often happen, you can therefore structure a lot of your study for that last exam after the second last paper. So in other words, you should box clever. You should have a structured plan, and it should include obviously all of the events that are going to take place, the end of year this and the end of year that. You should have good exercise, you should have good nutrition, your sleep patterns should be clear, and you should obviously be working from the marking schemes, the examination papers. And once you see, here's my plan, it covers everything, the stress levels will come down.
Right, and it's not too late. It's not too late now for Leaving Cert, Junior Cert.
7 weeks is an enormous amount of time.
To cover a 2-year course? 3-year course?
Yes, but the point is, what you're talking about is bringing the information into small visualizations, small little mind maps for a question that you can then revise in 10 or 15 seconds by having keywords. And when you go into the exam itself and you read the paper, the first thing is obviously 10-15 minutes, read your paper, begin to structure with your mind maps the structure of your questions, and then gradually all the jigsaw bits will begin to fall into place, and you can be flicking backwards and forwards, filling in the keywords, and then the exam will
Okay.
gradually unravel.
All right, well, listen, thank you both very much indeed for coming in today.